everyone, it's Tiffany Ashton with ClinEssentials. For those that have seen a few of my videos, you know that I often share time-saving tips with clinical research professionals on how to maximize their time when they're monitoring or on site when they are conducting patient visits as a study coordinator. So today I wanted to speak a little bit more about the CRA Audit Notes line and why they would be used over and above the yellow sticky notes that are traditionally used within monitoring currently. So let me tell you just a little bit about how monitoring is done and what is normally seen within the industry. And I want to note that there is nothing wrong with the yellow sticky notes. Nothing is wrong. But if you want to maximize your time on site, streamline communication, and also ensure your action items are closed and don't linger on and on 30 plus days, 60 plus days, 90 plus days, you may want to consider utilizing the CRA Audit Notes, either within your work bag if you're a CRA, or at your site in your monitoring space if you're a study coordinator and or an investigator conducting research at your site. So let me tell you just a little bit about a few scenarios on how our CRA Audit Notes will be used. So let's take this source chart for an example. This source chart is typical of what a CRA would leave once they're done monitoring on site. Now you may have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 20 of these charts representing 20 different patients that were monitored during an 8-hour span. Now, as you can see, these yellow flags represent actions for the study coordinator to either clarify or to action. Maybe something needs to be reported to the IRB, or there's a serious adverse event or a protocol deviation. So these yellow sticky notes indicate something that requires the study coordinator's time and attention. Now, our study coordinators are busy. They are seeing patients, doing drug accountability, managing supplies, sitting in on SIVs, our pre-study visits, our closeout visits. You know, they're juggling multiple monitors. Some of them are doing data entry. Others are, looking for potential patients in a chart, in like medical charts. And so study coordinators easily, on average, have 3 to 5 studies that they manage. So when you're a CRA and you've just finished monitoring at a particular site, your study coordinator now has to fit your actions into everything else that they have to do in a day, or even, in between this day and maybe the next day is another heavy clinic, or the next day may be another monitoring visit for another study. So any way that you can help maximize their time after your monitoring visit will help streamline and make sure your action items are closed faster than not. So here's one source chart of just yellow sticky notes used. Now take a look at this one with the CRA Audit Notes. Do you see a difference in how those actions are flagged? They are using the pre-printed color-coded CRA Audit Notes, and we have 16 different catchphrases. Our phrases include please complete, protocol deviation, per the source, please reconcile, prior to the next visit, per the ECRF, please clarify, please file, please report to the IRB, temperature excursion, concomitant medication, please add to the drug accountability log, adverse event of special interest, serious adverse event, and then we have a blank note just in case the note that you would want to use is not there. But as you can see and as you heard, those phrases are some of the most common phrases written out by the CRA across multiple patients, across multiple visits. So when the CRC receives the chart, they can look at these color coordinations and just easily tell, oh, please complete prior to the next visit, 2 serious adverse events, 2 protocol deviations, a please report to the IRB. Look at the difference between those 2 charts. Which one do you think will have the action items resolved faster because it's streamlined communication between the CRA and the CRC? I think this one, just because at a glance, before that study coordinator puts those source docs away, they say, oh wow, I can't put these away. I need to action these now. Even though I have a monitoring visit tomorrow, I need to still focus on a few of these. Versus, the study coordinators get busy and sometimes they have to put these source documents aside and they may not get to it for a week or even closer as they prepare for the next monitoring visit. So it's good to have tools and provide tools to your study coordinator that is going to make their job easier. And when they come in after a visit, they're not daunted by a sea of yellow sticky notes. They see clear communication, what they need to action now versus later, and that just makes a world of difference. And that puts your study, at the top of their list because you're making it easier for them. They're not daunted by too many yellow sticky notes and no direction, no clear path on where they should go. They know exactly what they need to do. And so that ensures that your study stays on track. So that's just one of the examples, the streamlined communication between the study coordinator and the CRA. Now another example, and we know that there's a lot of staff changes, whether it's on the CRA side or the study coordinator side, people often switch roles or leave a particular company. So imagine that you're a new CRA stepping into a site, or you are a backup coordinator and coming into the primary coordinator role. Wouldn't you like to step into some source charts that have some indication of what's going on? And there's even a little done box in the corner where once the action is resolved, that done box can be checked. So it's easy to see just at a glance, oh, I'm taking over this study, I'm the primary study coordinator now, what do I need to action? Or I am taking over this site, I am the primary CRA, what is going on with some of these patients? The CRA may come in with their last trip report, the last follow-up letter, any notes and emails that they can gather, but sometimes the transitions are quick between CRAs. So any little item that can help and streamline someone getting up to speed on the project is very helpful. So those are just a few of the ways. You can look at trends across patients just by looking at the CRA audit notes. You can look at, you can communicate internally or do QC as a study coordinator before your monitoring visit just to make sure that you minimize your actions. There's just a lot of different ways. Some CRAs or some CRCs, they use the audit notes for organization and how to prioritize their day just with filing systems. The sky's the limit on how you use your CRA audit notes. But one thing that we can say is, there is a place for yellow sticky notes, but when you want to maximize your time, streamline communication, and also ensure your action items are resolved, the CRA audit notes are the way to go. Thank you, and see you next time for our video.